Inter Company Law Amendments applicable for May 22 and November 22 examination. अगर आपका अटेम्प्ट May 22 में है तो डेफिनेटली ये अमेंडमेंट्स आपको अप्लाई करेंगे, लेकिन अगर आप अपना एग्जाम नवंबर 22 में देने वाले हो तो ऑटोमेटिकली ये अमेंडमेंट्स आपको भी अप्लाई करेंगे. So this video is relevant for the students who are appearing for CA Inter examination in May as well as November 22. अच्छा, बहुत ज़्यादा अमेंडमेंट्स नहीं है. नॉर्मली वी आर यूज टू हैविंग 30 to 35 पेजेस ऑफ अमेंडमेंट, लेकिन इस बार सिर्फ 3 ही अमेंडमेंट्स है. सो लेट अस क्विकली गो थ्रू ऑल दीज अमेंडमेंट्स. इफ यू आर वाचिंग माय वीडियो फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम, आई एम CA Preeti Aggarwal and I make videos specially for you. Do subscribe to your channel Theory Masters Learning and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications for all the important videos. On your demand, we are going to come up with रिविजन लेक्चर्स फॉर May 22 एग्जामिनेशन. और इस बार जो रिविजन लेक्चर्स है ना, वो सिर्फ रिविजन ऑफ कॉन्सेप्ट्स नहीं है. वी आर ऑल्सो गोइंग टू अप्लाई दोज कॉन्सेप्ट्स इन क्वेश्चन आंसर्स. आप ही का चैनल है, यू डिमांड द वीडियोज एंड आई मेक दोज वीडियोज. तो इस बार मुझे स्टूडेंट्स ने बोला था कि मैम रिविजन लेक्चर्स चाहिए, तो मैंने बोला वाई जस्ट नॉर्मल रेगुलर रिविजन, वाई डोंट वी कम अप विद समथिंग डिफरेंट. तो इस बार कॉन्सेप्ट फटाफट रिवाइज करेंगे, लेकिन उसका एप्लीकेशन जो आपके एग्जाम के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है वो करेंगे. इफ यू आर गिविंग योर एग्जाम इन द May 22 अटेम्प्ट और आपको क्वेश्चन आंसर्स देखने हैं कि मैम कहाँ से पढ़े, कोई क्वेश्चन बैंक हो जाए जहाँ पर सब क्वेश्चन हमें एक साथ मिल जाए, यूनिट वाइज अरेंज हो जाए, then you can visit my website theorymasterslearning.com. वहां पर हमारे पास है CA Inter Law Compiler BOM. उसमें क्या है, there we have all the past exam study material, RTP, MTP questions arranged यूनिट वाइज. तो एक क्वेश्चन बैंक बुक है जहां पर आपको सारे क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर्स मिलेंगे. आंसर्स आर एज एक्सपेक्टेड बाय ICAI. क्या लेंथ है, उसमें क्या लिखना चाहिए, हाउ टू स्टार्ट द आंसर, हाउ टू एंड द आंसर, सारी क्वेरीज आपकी वहीं पे सॉल्व हो जाएगी. आई एम लीविंग अ लिंक ऑफ द कंपाइलर इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स, तो वो जाके जरूर देखना. लेट्स गेट स्टार्टेड विद द फर्स्ट अमेंडमेंट. For the first amendment, you will go to page 2.39 of the module. If you don't have the module, please pause the video, bring the module. You may refer any other material. आप कोई भी बुक रेफर कर रहे हो, मॉड्यूल या कोई दूसरे ऑथर की, अमेंडमेंट्स के लिए मॉड्यूल रेफर करो एंड लेटर ऑन देन यू कैन मेक दोज चेंजेस इन योर नोट्स. जिनके पास हमारी टेक्स्ट बुक है, जो हमारे रजिस्टर्ड स्टूडेंट्स हैं, वो नोटिस करेंगे कि ये अमेंडमेंट्स हमने ऑलरेडी अपने टेक्स्ट बुक में इनकॉर्पोरेट कर लिए हैं. मेनी अ टाइम स्टूडेंट्स दे आस्क मी अ क्वेरी, मैम आपकी वेबसाइट पे जो बुक्स हैं आर दे अमेंडेड? येस, द बुक्स विच आर अवेलेबल ऑन माई वेबसाइट दे आर ऑलरेडी अमेंडेड. द मेन लॉ बुक, दैट इज द कॉर्पोरेट एंड अदर लॉ बुक, as well as the compiler, the chart book, everything is amended for May and November 22 exam. So don't worry about that. Now you will go to page 2.39 of the module. वो क्या लिखा है उसमें? What is written on page 2.39? Let me show that to you. Section 16 is mentioned. The provisions of section 16 are mentioned on page 2.39. But just a little background of that. सिर्फ अमेंडमेंट बता दूंगी without revising the concept, so you will not be able to recollect what was the concept and what is the amendment. If we revise the concept, you'll remember the amendment till the exam. So section 13 and section 16, okay, दोनों साथ में डिस्कस किए थे. They both relate to change of name. Now section 13 जो था, it gave provisions of voluntary name change. Like मैंने मेरी कंपनी का नाम रखा था कुछ, but because the objects of the company are altered, now to reflect the objects in the name of my company, I have decided to alter the name. It may happen, no, the business is so dynamic. Company may want to change its name. जैसे आज मेरी कंपनी का नाम है Theory Masters Learning Private Limited. If later on learning के अलावा I expand the business, I diversify, I will have to change the name. So if I voluntarily change name of the company, then I need to follow the provisions of section 13. But what about compulsory name change? Compulsory मतलब लेट्स से कि मैंने तो मेरी कंपनी इनकॉर्पोरेट कर ली है, थ्योरी मास्टर्स लर्निंग प्राइवेट लिमिटेड. After a few years, a new company is incorporated with Theory Masters Education and Learning Private Limited. Education and Learning Private Limited. Now, that company is having a name which resembles the name of an existing company. अब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट जब नेम आपको अलॉट करती है, तो everything is computerized. Nowadays, name application is online only. बट कभी कभार सिस्टम मिस आउट कर देता है. यू नो, समटाइम्स वी एंटर डिटेल्स विच द सिस्टम में नॉट रिकॉग्नाइज, एंड वो न्यू कंपनी को थ्योरी मास्टर्स एजुकेशन एंड लर्निंग प्राइवेट लिमिटेड के नाम पे इनकॉर्पोरेट कर दिया. अब सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को पता लगा, अरे दिस न्यू कंपनी इज हैविंग अ नेम विच इज आइडेंटिकल और इट नियरली रिजेंबल्स द नेम ऑफ एन एग्जिस्टिंग कंपनी. तो वो जो सब्सिक्वेंटली रजिस्टर्ड कंपनी थी, जो बाद में रजिस्टर हुई, उनको एक नोटिस दे देती है, एक ऑर्डर पास कर देती है, एक ऑर्डर देती है, प्लीज चेंज द नेम ऑफ योर कंपनी बिकॉज इट इज रिजेंबलिंग द नेम ऑफ एन ऑलरेडी एग्जिस्टिंग कंपनी. गवर्नमेंट से ऑर्डर आया है तो वो न्यू कंपनी को अपना नाम चेंज करना ही पड़ता है, कंपल्सरीली करना पड़ता है. तो जो फर्स्ट क्लॉज है उसमें यही लिखा है, in the opinion of the central government, if the name of your company is identical or it is too nearly resembling the name of an existing company, then the newly registered company, the subsequently registered company will have to change its name. तो मैंने उसको एक ब्रैकेट के हेड में डाला है कि गवर्नमेंट ने आपको ऑर्डर दिया है तो आपको आपका नाम चेंज करना पड़ेगा. The company will then change the name or its new name. Maybe they had altered the name and that altered name is resembling the name of an existing company. You will have to alter your name within 3 months from the date of such direction. कैसे करोगे? Just by an ordinary resolution. So the government will give you a direction and you will have to alter the name. ठीक है? But there is one more clause over here. Suppose an application is made to the government by the proprietor of a trademark or registered proprietor of trademark. Now what is a trademark? जैसे यहाँ पर देखो, you can see the trademark of my company. So what if I get it registered? Okay, तो वहाँ पर R लिख के आ जाएगा. What if I get it registered? Then I will be a registered proprietor of a trademark. अब trademark हम register क्यों कर लेते हैं? So that it should not be used by someone else. ठीक है. Now application मैंने दी हुई है, इसीलिए मेरा TM लिखा है वहाँ पर. Once I get the registration, it will turn into R, that is registered. Now this is my registered trademark. Okay, it is my registered trademark. I find that someone else is using this registered trademark. किसी ने स्टार्ट कर दिया थ्योरी मास्टर्स लर्निंग एंड एजुकेशन प्राइवेट लिमिटेड, लर्निंग एंड एजुकेशन या लर्निंग एंड ऑनलाइन प्राइवेट लिमिटेड. नाउ आई एम अ रजिस्टर्ड प्रोप्राइटर ऑफ दिस ट्रेडमार्क. कोई और यूज नहीं कर सकता, मुझे पता लग गया. I approach the central government and I show it to them. देखो, somebody is using my registered trademark. You please direct them to alter their name. So who will apply? Application. तो मैंने वहां पे क्वेश्चन लिखे, कौन करेगा? A registered proprietor of trademark. क्या करेगा वो एप्लीकेशन? He will prove that the name is identical with or nearly resembling the registered trademark of the proprietor. अरे ये तो मेरा सेम ट्रेडमार्क यूज कर रहा है. The application is made within 3 years of incorporation. अब वो कंपनी इनकॉर्पोरेट हो गई, मुझे 3 years के अंदर अंदर सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को बताना है that they are using. मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा? See, every year I need to go through a list of the trademarks which are registered in that year. वो activity मुझे करनी है because I am the holder of a registered trademark. I need to ensure, and it is possible, there are books, publications है जहाँ पर लिखा रहता है कि ये registered trademarks है. You have to check whether आपका registered trademark किसी और ने तो use नहीं किया. So I will keep checking and I suddenly realize, अरे this company is using my registered trademark. मैं तो चली गई सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास. I showed it to them that somebody is using the registered trademark within 3 years of registration or change of name of that company. Then the central government, yes, they are convinced that the company name is identical or nearly resembling the name of an existing company. तो फिर वो क्या करेंगे? What is the action that they will take? They will direct the company to change its name. अभी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट से डायरेक्शन आया है, द कंपनी विल हैव टू ऑल्टर द नेम. द कंपनी विल देन चेंज द नेम विद इन अ पीरियड ऑफ 6 months. पहले था, इट वाज अर्लियर 6 months. नाउ द अमेंडमेंट इज टू 3 months. सो दे विल हैव टू चेंज विद इन 3 months फ्रॉम द इशू ऑफ सच डायरेक्शन जस्ट बाय पासिंग एन ऑर्डिनरी रेजोल्यूशन. तो हाउ? ऑर्डिनरी रेजोल्यूशन. सो इफ यू ask yourself these questions, जो आंसर आपको मिलेगा that will be nothing but the answer that you have to write in the exam. So who will make the application? Registered proprietor of a trademark. What will be written in the application? That the name of this new company is identical. It is resembling the name of my registered trademark. When do we need to make that application? Within 3 years of incorporation of that company or change of name. What is the action taken by the central government? They will direct the company to change its name. Within, what is the time period? Within 3 months. How? Just by passing an ordinary resolution. Okay. Now, why have they reduced the time limit? Everything is online now. So you need not wait for 3 months, for 6 months. That's a very long time period given. Within 3 months, you will have to alter the name. Okay. So this is the amendment. The number 6 is changed to 3. There is one more amendment in this section. So again, on page 2.39 of the module, yes, you will go to page 2.39 of the module. You will see the penalty provisions. Yes, just cancel out those penalty provisions. This is again page 2.39 and 2.34 of the module. Just cancel out the amendment and let's see what we need to replace it with. Write this. It is already given in your RTP. The amendments are already mentioned. So you need to replace it with this. Write this. So what if the company is not complying with the directions given under subsection 1? सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने डायरेक्शन दिया, कंपनी नेम चेंज ही नहीं कर रही है, तो सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट बोली ठीक है, तुम नेम चेंज नहीं करो ना, ये पेनल्टी वगैरह से कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला है. व्हाई इम्पोज पेनल्टीज? नेम तो चेंज हुआ नहीं है. कंपनी विल पे पेनल्टी एंड देन से नो वी विल स्टिक टू दिस नेम ओनली. अच्छा, एक काम करते हैं, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट विल चेंज द नेम ऑफ द कंपनी. Okay, so the central government will allot a new name to the company in the manner as may be prescribed. So as of now, nothing is prescribed. They will prescribe it. Registrar will enter the new name in the register of companies. They will issue a fresh certificate of registration in the new name. अरे यार, जबरदस्ती का नाम चेंज हो गया मेरा. Later, don't worry, you can voluntarily change the name of your company. See, central government ने आपको नया नाम दे दिया, doesn't mean कि वो permanent हो गया. If you don't like that name, we waited, no? We gave you 3 months time. तुमने change नहीं किया. Central government will allot a new name कि ये तुम्हारा नाम होना चाहिए, and ROC will issue a fresh certificate of incorporation. If you are not happy with the new name, you can later on voluntarily change the name of the company. ठीक है, कर सकते हो, तो इसमें कुछ ऐसा compulsion नहीं है. Later on we can change. Now this was the amendment. So let's see कि आपके RTP में वो कैसे दिखेगा. This is the amendment which they have given in the RTP, that they will change it from 6 months. इसको cancel करके you have to just make it 3 months. And the penalty provisions also, sorry, it is here only. So the penalty provisions, they are altered, तो वो आपको cancel out करना है and you have to replace it with the new provisions. So that was the first amendment. Second amendment क्या है? Again, it's a small amendment. I don't think it's very significant from exam point of view, but you need to know it. The amendment is in chapter 8, declaration and payment of dividend. No amendment in the chapters between the first, that is incorporation of company, and declaration. उसके बीच में कोई amendment नहीं है. Please go to page 8.21 of the module. So here you will find the credits to IEPF. Okay, so this provision relates to section 125, Investor Education and Protection Fund. Go to page 8.21. 8.21. There you will find other amounts which are credited to IEPF. Rule 3 of the Investor Education and Protection Fund Authority, उसमें sub rule 2 and in that clause F आ जाएगा. So go to page 8.21. In clause F, after clause F, they have added clause F small a. Okay, so that A shows it's an amendment. Clause F के बाद you will add clause F A. What is to be added? Let's see that. Okay, this is something that you need to add. All shares held by the authority in accordance with the proviso of subsection 9 of section 90 of the act, and all resultant benefits arising out of such shares without any restriction will be transferred here. मैम कुछ नहीं समझा, क्या है ये, क्या ट्रांसफर हो रहा है? We are studying the provisions of section 125, credits to IEPF. वहाँ पर सेक्शन 90 कहाँ से आ गया? सेक्शन 90 तो सिग्निफिकेंट बेनिफिशियल ओनर से रिलेटेड है. ये क्या बात कर रहे हैं? वेट, सेक्शन 90 उसके प्रोविजंस क्या है और क्या यहाँ पर उन्होंने ऐड किया है वो भी मेरे पास है यहाँ पर, just for your reference, because sometimes when we see it is easy for us to understand and remember. Let me just adjust the zoom. Okay. Yes, the provisions are very small. I think font size कम होगा आपको, but just let's quickly go through the provisions. Significant beneficial owner. Now, if you are a significant beneficial owner, SBO, so you have to make a declaration to the company that I am an SBO, this is the nature of my interest. अगर आप कंपनी को डिक्लेरेशन नहीं देते हो, then it is the duty of the company to identify the individual who will be considered as a significant beneficial owner. So if they feel that this person is a significant beneficial owner, or if they feel that no, that person will give us information about the significant beneficial owner, you may be having knowledge which will help me to identify an SBO, तो कंपनी एफर्ट लेगी क्योंकि सामने वाले ने तो डिक्लेरेशन दी नहीं. The company will take effort to identify individuals and they will require him to comply with the provisions of this section. Suppose the company is not receiving information, or they receive the information which is not satisfactory. Okay, so I received information from the person, but I don't think that is satisfactory. I don't think that will help me to identify whether he is an SBO or not. Then the company shall, within a period of 15 days, apply to the tribunal. कि देखो tribunal, we were trying to identify an SBO, but he has not given us proper information, or whatever information that was given is not satisfactory. We are not able to decide whether he is an SBO or not. तो फिर एक काम करो, उसके जो शेयर्स हैं और शेयर से जो रिलेटेड राइट्स हैं वो सारे रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर दो. So the company will apply to the tribunal and ask the tribunal to pass an order directing that the shares should be subject to restriction as far as transfer is concerned or any other benefit is concerned. Suspension of rights, उसको ट्रांसफर मत करने दो, उसको जो राइट्स है वो मत दो, राइट्स टू रिसीव डिविडेंड बोनस उसको मत दो, वो सब एक्यूमुलेट करो. So we will not allow them to enjoy that right. अभी tribunal will not just rely on the company, ना. Tribunal will give the opportunity of being heard to that party or to those parties concerned कि तुम information क्यों नहीं दे रहे हो, we are not able to identify the SBO, या आप SBO या नहीं, हमें give us proper information. So we will give an opportunity to that party of being heard कि भाई बताओ क्यों तुम्हें हम SBO नहीं माने. They will make if they receive information ठीक है, if they don't receive that information तो वो कंपनी की बात मान लेंगे and they will restrict the rights related to those shares. अब कंपनी ने ट्राइब्यूनल को बोल दिया और ट्राइब्यूनल ने वो राइट्स रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर दी. Whatever be the order, sometimes the company is not satisfied or sometimes that party is not satisfied with the order of the tribunal. So they will make an application to the tribunal for either relaxing or lifting the restriction. But नहीं अभी हम information देने को तैयार है, या नहीं आपने ये restrictions डाली थी अभी ज़रूरत नहीं है. So they will make an application to the tribunal for relaxation or lifting of the restrictions. I'm referring the markings which I have done. वो आप देख लो, you will understand what we are discussing. So the company will or the parties concerned, they will make an application to the tribunal and they will make this application within 1 year of such order. अरे यार कोई एप्लीकेशन आ ही नहीं रही है, ट्राइब्यूनल ने वो ऑर्डर पास किया है, पार्टीज को राइट्स नहीं मिल रहे हैं, उनके जो शेयर से रिलेटेड राइट है वो रिस्ट्रिक्ट हो रहे, दे आर नॉट बॉदर्ड ओनली. तो ठीक है फिर, then in that case, if no application is filed within a period of 1 year from the order, then the shares will be transferred without any restrictions to the authority constituted under subsection 5 of section 125 in the manner prescribed. तो section 90 में लिखा था कि कंपनी तुम आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर पा रहे हो, सामने वाली पार्टी तुम्हें इंफॉर्मेशन भी नहीं दे रही है टू हेल्प यू टू आइडेंटिफाई SBO, तो ट्राइब्यूनल को अप्लाई करो, ट्राइब्यूनल तुम ऑर्डर पास करेगा, शेयर्स पे जो राइट्स है वो रिस्ट्रिक्ट हो जाएंगे. अब 1 साल का टाइम हो गया, कोई ऑब्जेक्शन भी नहीं आ रही है, इट मीन्स दे आर नॉट कंसर्न, तो शेयर्स भी ट्रांसफर कर दो टू IEPF. तो यहाँ पर सेक्शन 90 में लिखा था दैट दीज शेयर्स विल बी ट्रांसफर्ड टू IEPF, लेकिन इसका करस्पॉन्डिंग मेंशन नहीं किया था. दिस वाज नॉट मेंशन्ड इन सेक्शन 125. So now through an amendment, we are mentioning in section 125 clause FA कि भाई yes, यहाँ पर IEPF में ये जो shares हैं वो credit कर दो. That is the only amendment which is made here. Okay. So the amendment over here is that all the shares held by the authority with respect to subsection 9 of section 90 and the resultant benefits arising out of such shares जो भी हमने restrict किए थे, that will be credited over here. All right. तो मैंने छोटे से notes भी बनाए हैं that SBO है, company will identify, they will obtain a reply from the SBO. Otherwise, if you are not able to identify or the information which you have received is not sufficient, then we will apply to the tribunal will transfer shares to IEPF. Although this was mentioned in section 90, no corresponding mention was made in section 125. Through an amendment, we are now mentioning that. The third amendment relates to CSR. इसमें तो amendments आते ही रहते हैं हर साल. Now, the money spent by the company on CSR activity, so on COVID activities, yes. कंपनी जैसे COVID-19 था तो कंपनीज बहुत कुछ स्पेंड कर रही थी. वी ऑल्सो वॉन्टेड कंपनी टू स्पेंड मनी बिकॉज इट वॉज अ पैंडेमिक. तो जितने फंड्स आ रहे थे उतने कम ही लगते थे. तो हमने बोला कंपनीज यू ऑल्सो स्पेंड एंड वॉट एवर यू स्पेंड विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज CSR. तो COVID-19 पे स्पेंडिंग इज कंसिडर्ड एज CSR, लेकिन उसमें बहुत ज़्यादा क्लैरिटी नहीं थी कि कौन सी एक्टिविटीज़ है विच विल बी कंसिडर्ड एज CSR. सो हियर दे आर जस्ट गिविंग यू clarity that as to what activities will actually be eligible to be considered as CSR expenditure. तो ये सिर्फ clarity दे रहा है. I have made markings. One is if you have spent money in creating health infrastructure for COVID care, establishing medical oxygen generation and storage plants, manufacturing and supply of oxygen concentrators, ventilators, cylinders and other medical equipment for countering COVID-19. All this is coming under the head healthcare, including preventive healthcare and disaster management respectively. अगर इसके head में आपने ये सारे छोटे छोटे expenses किए हैं, then these expenses are considered as eligible CSR activity. So here we are just trying to bring more clarity as to what exactly will be considered as CSR spending. Contribution to public funded universities, certain organizations conducting research in science, technology, engineering and medicine, they are also eligible as CSR activity. The company may perform these activities either by themselves or in collaboration with some other company, because sometimes the expenditure is huge. I'm not in a position to do that. So we may collaborate with other companies and spend on these activities. So here through these circulars, they are now trying to give a clarification ki what exactly will be considered as what will be eligible as a CSR activity. So money spent on this will be considered as CSR. Okay. So is this important for exam? That is the main question. Yes, for MCQ, case-based MCQ, or for case study-based questions, they may specify these activities and then you have to identify whether it will be eligible as a CSR spending or not. I'll give you one example of the question that can be asked. Ye dekho. Money is spent, read what is given over here. The Ministry of Corporate Affairs through this circular has clarified that spending of CSR for COVID-19 is an eligible CSR activity. But it is also clarified that COVID-19 vaccination, whatever you have spent for COVID-19 vaccination for persons other than employees and their families is eligible CSR activity. ऐसा क्यों mention किया है? Students, do you remember we had studied earlier also, इसमें बहुत major amendments आए थे in this for December 21 attempt. If you have missed those amendments, then I'm leaving a link over here. Please go and refer that video. I had done a separate video on CSR section 135 so that you understand what are the amendments in this section. So go and watch that video also. Any money spent by the company on employees or their families is not considered as a CSR activity. वो तो तुम्हारी duty है. Welfare of employees, their family, वो तो तुम्हारी duty है. उस पे spend करोगे. You cannot say भाई CSR हो गया मेरा. Money which is spent by the company on persons other than employees and their family will be considered as CSR. So see the note which I have mentioned over there. Money spent on vaccination of employees and their families. COVID-19 vaccine given to employees or their family, that is not CSR spending. But if you have spent money on COVID vaccination of persons other than employees and families, that is considered as CSR. So that clarification is given through the circular, that COVID-19 vaccination for persons other than employees and their family will be eligible CSR activity. What if I have given COVID vaccines to my employees and their family? That is not a CSR activity. I think question can be asked on this particular clarification. Yes, मुझे लगता है this is very very important for exam. अर्लियर जो मेंशन की है एक्टिविटीज, ठीक है, वो तो कोविड रिलेटेड है, वो हम याद कर लेंगे, बट as far as question is concerned, I think they will ask question on this particular circular. जो भी इसमें लिखा है, I think that will be that can be asked either as a case based study question या फिर MCQ में आ सकता है. So students, ये थे 3 amendments. I think they were very small and manageable. The first amendment is extremely important for exam because उसमें 6 months है, 3 months change हो गया है. That you need to remember. Yes, you need to remember that for exam. It's now 3 months timeline is given for the company to change its name. The second amendment was, let's do a quick roundup. Second amendment was in case of SBO, वहाँ पर लिखा था that the tribunal will transfer the shares to section 125 IEPF fund, लेकिन ये corresponding mention नहीं किया था in section 125. So now through an amendment we have done that, and CSR spending में थोड़ी clarity लेकर आए हैं as to what is considered as the amount spent on CSR. All right students, so this was a small amendment video for May 22 students. Yes, this is also applicable for November 22. In my next video I will discuss RTP, and I will try to do it in 2 different languages. One is 100% English for students who prefer lectures in English only, and I know there are many students who have subscribed our channel because we provide lectures in English only. I will try to do it in 2 different languages for the ease of students. So RTP discussion we'll do in 2 languages. Students, please subscribe to your channel Theory Masters Learning, because yes, next we are very soon coming up with a revision marathon, and we will do it again in dual languages. Hindi videos will be separate, and a live session planned for students who prefer sessions in English only. We have planned 2 revision marathons in 2 different languages. Before I take your leave, a new product launched by your channel, your website, Theory Masters Learning. We have launched a chart book. Now, what is a chart book? Everything, the entire syllabus is covered in just 33 pages. Is it even possible? Yes. We are very proud and humbled to launch the chart book for CA, Intercorporate and Other Laws, which covers everything in just 33 pages. This compact notes can be used for last minute revision. I'm leaving a link of the chart book in the description box. Do visit my website theorymasterslearning.com. We have sample pages of this chart book, or you can also contact me on the mobile number given in the description box. We will be very happy to help you. So students, this was it for the amendments. In the next video I will discuss RTP, and we will also be meeting for the revision marathon.